Our top focus and a big talking point this evening. As India edges closer towards the mega vaccination drive for all above the age of 18, 4 Congress-ruled states have said that they are probably going to be missing out on providing vaccines for all due to vaccination crunch. Why is this really happening? Here's more.
1 मई के बाद से 18 वर्ष के ऊपर के किसी भी व्यक्ति को वैक्सीनेट किया जा सकेगा.
As India prepares to begin mega push to immunize all those who are 18 plus, 4 Congress-ruled states, Punjab, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand may miss the bus.
सिर्फ 4 लाख हमारी डोज हमारे पास बैलेंस है जी. आज का दिन हमारा निकलेगा और पर डे 1,90,000 लगा रहे हैं, तो हमारे पास ज्यादा सप्लाई नहीं.
सीरम इंस्टीट्यूट से हमारे अधिकारियों ने बात की. उन्होंने ये कहा कि भारत सरकार ने जो पहले के हमको ऑर्डर्स दे रखे हैं 15 मई तक तो हम उन ऑर्डर्स को ही पूरा नहीं कर पाएंगे, आपको वैक्सीन कहां से दें. तो अब हमारे सामने सवाल पड़ा 1 मई से जो 18 साल से 45 साल के 3 करोड़ 13 लाख लोग हैं हमारे, उनको कैसे वैक्सीनेट करें.
न केवल असंतुलित और अस्वीकार्य रेट बनाए हैं, सप्लाई नहीं है, और अगर ऑर्डर देने के लिए कहा जा रहा है तो फैक्ट्रियों के पास सामान नहीं है पूरा करने के लिए.
4 Congress-ruled states claiming they face a massive vaccine crunch and will be unable to give jabs to all from May 1. As per Centre's new policy, states can now buy COVID vaccines directly from manufacturers. While some states have taken the lead in procuring vaccines, others are lagging behind. Congress on its part has also questioned the price of vaccines, questioning why states need to buy vaccines at a higher price than the price paid by Centre.
Is this brazen profiteering permitted in these times of pandemic from our citizens? 2,400 rupees per person for vaccination of Bharat Biotech, or 1,200 rupees per person for vaccination of the vaccine of Serum Institute of India. Can such brazen profiteering be permitted at all? These are questions that Prime Minister needs to answer.
Bharat Biotech and Serum Institute have justified the pricing. While Serum says prices are key to innovation, Bharat Biotech sides need to recover incurred costs. Medical experts say that ramping up vaccination is the only way to bring down infections in India. Can Centre and opposition iron out all the issues that may defeat India's COVID fight? With Anand Patel in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, these are Congress-ruled states, but are the other states also BJP-ruled and other opposition-ruled states that are saying that there is a shortage of the vaccine and that they're not going to be able to start this drive on the 1st of May. We'll find out up ahead on the show. But before that, T.S. Dio, he's the Health Minister of Chhattisgarh, is now joining us live. Thank you for your time here, Mr. Dio. I want to begin by asking you what really is the concern, sir. Mr. Dio, are you not going to be in a position to inoculate those above the age of 18 from the 1st of May onwards?
Sneha ji, we will certainly be able to inoculate them if we get that vaccine, which we have to pay for. So now there are 3 vaccines which will be circulating the same name. Covishield will be having 3 phases. One phase will be the phase of the Government of India, where the vaccine will be provided by the Government of India, and people above the age of 45 and above will be vaccinated. There will be a second phase of this vaccine, which will be the phase of the state government, where we have been told to purchase it at 400 rupees. And if that vaccine is made available, then we will vaccinate it as soon as that vaccine is made available. We should be very clear that if we have a stock, let us say, of 4 lakh vaccines today, suppose we have even a stock of 50,000 vaccines on the 1st of May, can we use the stock of the Government of India for vaccinating those between 18 and 45? We cannot. And then there is the third phase of this Covaxin, which will be priced at 600. And it will be given by either industry or private persons. I don't know what the protocol is. So, but where is the vaccine? These 2 phases of the vaccine are not visible. only one face is visible, which is being supplied through the government of India.
Okay, okay. So are you saying that these vaccines are extremely expensive and it's going to be difficult for you to procure? So the major supply should be from the central government's kitty, essentially.
Snehaji, it is very clear that I don't know why the government of India backed out. It is very sad. Very in a pandemic where the government of India, through public money, should have been taking care of all the citizens of India. It stepped back by opening up, on the pretext of opening up vaccination for all from the 1st of May. They have reneged on their responsibility to vaccinate individuals, persons of this country, for which they had budgeted 30,000 crores. When the budget was presented in January, February, it was clearly stated that this 30,000 crore is for vaccination. What is going to happen with that budgeted amount? That is one. The other, can we have different rates for governments in the country? And it is not the governments who are being priced differently. It is the citizens of the country. You are asking the citizens of the country to take the same vaccine at one costing 150 rupees, on the other costing 400 rupees, on the third side costing 600 rupees. What sort of an arrangement this is, it is beyond me. Then 50% of the vaccine is apparently reserved for the government of India. And why this is so is because of the 26 crore people to be vaccinated, the targeted group to be vaccinated 45 years and above. Only 11 crore 64 lakhs have been vaccinated. If I am not wrong, I am a little wrong. It is 11 crore 69 lakh people.
Okay. You know, Mr. Deo, I have a question to you. And please just tell me, what is it that you expect? Do you expect the center to do most of the procurement for you and give it to you, because then the price parity is maintained and you want to do some amount of procurement and deal with both Serum Institute and Bharat Biotech yourself?
From day one, since the vaccination program has started, I have been on record saying that if there have been various choices, people have said various things. But I have always maintained that there should be only one agency purchasing the vaccine and supplying it, and that must be the government of India. Otherwise, we'll be scrambling for the vaccine or any product, as we are seeing with Remdesivir, as we are seeing with any other product. Anything which is in scarcity, and it is vital for the lives, supposed to be vital for the lives and well-being of the people. You cannot have this sort of an arrangement. There should be only one agency buying this vaccine for the citizens of the country, and that is today the government of India.
Okay.
Splitting it up into these three phases is going to create nothing but confusion.
Two questions. What has your conversation been with Serum Institute and Bharat Biotech, and has a deal been struck just yet?
Snehaji, there is no deal to be struck. You know, if there is a price to be given, if it is an open rate in the market, then there is a deal to be struck.
Meaning you have to procure from them at the end of the day, because you're free to deal with them now. Yes.
So Snehaji, how are we going to get vaccinations when only 7 crore vaccines are being produced in the country in a month? Of these 7 crore vaccines, 6 crore Covishield and 1 crore Covaxin, the government of India is going to take away half. Half or 20% of the population. And the
Has Serum or Bharat Biotech told you, Mr. Deo, has either Serum or Bharat Biotech told you that they cannot be in a position to supply you these vaccines before the 1st of May?
Not us directly. We will be placing the order as such, but we have information that the government of Assam had approached them and they said we can't give you before a month. The Rajasthan Health Minister was on record in the proceedings you were just showing. We had a press conference in the morning, video press conference in the morning, and he said clearly that we approached them and they said we are committed to the government of India. So first we have to complete that supply and then only we can give you. And the issue is...
What has your communication been with them, sir? Just to tell us a little more about that. What has Chhattisgarh's communication with both of these vaccine developing companies been?
We'll be sending the order. We are not placing an order at the moment. We are going to place separate orders to Covaxin and separate to Covishield. So this order will go in the sense that you supply us 50 lakh vaccines. We are going to ask Covishield, that is Serum Institute of India, to supply us 50 lakh vaccines. Our target is about 120 to 130, 120 lakhs to 130 lakhs, 1 crore 20 lakhs to 1 crore 30 lakh population to be vaccinated. And what they will provide is what we will vaccinate.
Okay, one last question, sir. Do you believe that because of this new policy of the government of India, BJP-ruled states will be benefiting eventually?
It is very likely. That is what we have seen with oxygen. That is what we have seen with remdesivir.
Okay.
And it is sad that the government of India is seeing citizens in differently placed states as citizens of that state, as if they are attached to a particular political party. They are citizens of this country.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. T.S. Deo, for joining us with your perspective on that story. So that was the Health Minister of Chhattisgarh, one among the 4 states that have raised concerns about not being able to start, perhaps. There is a possibility of the 3rd phase of the vaccination drive for all above the age of 18 from the 1st of May onwards. I'm welcoming my guest on the show. Aadil Singh Boparai is the spokesperson of the Congress Party, and Gopal Krishna Agarwal, he is the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. First to you, Mr. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, what is really going on? Because it is absurd, and you know, it's not just netas. The civil society too has raised these questions. One product, the same quality, the same make, available for 150 rupees, and you know, and on the other hand, the same product being sold for double the price, even triple the price to other players, you know, in the market. This is a rather absurd sort of a situation, isn't it?
Sneha, you have to understand how these things work in the marketplace. We are in an open market economy. There are certain forces, they have to be balanced. I am a student of economics also, and I am a chartered accountant also. You have to understand what is getting 50 is using for itself. No, it is giving to the states for the vaccination program. So there is nothing like that. The 150 center is getting, it is giving free to the states. So you talk that.
Okay.
It is.
I apologize for that poor audio line. I apologize for that poor audio line with Mr. Gopal Krishna Agarwal. We'll just try and connect him once again. Apologize for that. Aadil Singh Boparai, you know, the only portion that I heard of what Mr. Gopal Krishna said, that this is an open market and this is a market economy. But, you know, I have a feeling that a lot of people seem to be forgetting that this is a pandemic. I mean, 1,200 rupees, 600 rupees, these are prices of the vaccine that would worry just even middle-class people. I mean, forget the lower sections of the society for just half a second. Would you agree with me?
Well, first and foremost, Sneha, the central government has surrendered to profiteering by these 2 vaccine manufacturers. This is brazenly discriminatory and will lead to exploitation. Now, please consider for a moment, there are 5 prices on the table for similarly placed vaccines, and there is significant body of opinion and an admission by Adar Poonawalla that even at 150 rupees per dose, he was making a small profit. So if he was making a profit at 150 rupees per dose, how is it that the state governments will have to pay 400 rupees and 600 rupees respectively for the different vaccine doses? The second point which your viewers must consider today, Bangladesh is getting Covishield at $3 per dose. The Indian states are getting Covishield for $6. Now, is this not discriminatory? Is this not brazen profiteering? And why is the government of India silent? Point number 2. Point number 3, which Mr. Dio had also highlighted, is about shortage of vaccines. Today, the question is that how do you vaccine 75% of our population? Because 75% of our population is under the age of 45. More than 30 crore people are below the poverty line in this country. Asking them to pay exorbitant rates, asking and placing the burden on the state governments, which already have very limited fiscal space, is, I think, unbecoming of the central government. Considering the fact that the central government has far more resources, we're in the time of a pandemic, like rightly pointed out by you. Under the Disaster Management Authority Act, the central government has consolidated all powers. It is on Mr. Modi to have a free and a universal vaccination policy. Leaving it to the state governments, burdening them, having discriminatory pricing is flawed from the word go. Now for 150 rupees when you're making a profit, You are allowing Covaxin to sell it for 600 to state governments.
Yes,
And
you know,
to
we
private
spoke
hospitals
about
at
that.
500.
I got your point.
Absurd.
Gopal Krishna Agarwal, you know, just to tell us, states are saying, you know, there are two issues here. One is this sort of discrimination that is just so in your face. The second is about the shortage of vaccines, because we all know that there is a shortage of vaccines. The states are saying we are not going to be able to do this. The centre's policy of keeping 50% of the vaccines with them is not going to work eventually. Well, how do you respond to that?
Sneha, this is because all facts are not being spoken here and by the people in the public narration domain. Dr. Harshvardhan very categorically clarified in his statement, whatever free to the state, what at 150 whatever the center to the state for vaccination, and through the existing program of vaccinating those categories which the center has said that those vaccination have to be given to free to those citizens. So where is the problem? I can't understand. A basic student of business or economics or anybody understanding accounting will know that the 50% which the center is getting is also being distributed free to the states for free vaccination
okay, the
program.
Fear, I'll tell you where. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, the fear is that that benefit that the center has of 150 rupees a dose from both of these companies is going to be passed on to BJP ruled states. That's what many of these health ministers in Congress ruled states and other opposition states have been saying.
This kind of anticipated fear is always there in anything, any government policy, anything. When we were central was providing everything, the states were saying that we want open market access to we want our own vaccination program. Now when we have agreed to that 50% only, again there are, you can have any fear. That fear, how can I answer a fear for a Congress government?
Yes,
what will happen?
Adil Singh Boparai, please come in.
Sneha, I'm so glad
that Congress will always have fear. They had the fear.
One second, Mr. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, I think you heard me. I was just trying to say.
Let me complete. No, earlier I could not speak. The fear was with the vaccine also. This is a BJP vaccine. Why should I get vaccinated?
That is not something that anybody really approved of. Even a lot of people within the Congress have actually been saying, or at least off the record, that that wasn't something that should have been said ever. You know, Adil Singh Boparai, please make your point.
I'm so glad that the government of India has not hired Mr. Agarwal as an accountant. But coming to the merits, please consider for a moment. Covishield Serum Institute is selling to the government of India for 150 rupees per dose. Aadhar Poonawalla is on record to say that he's making a small profit. How is he justified by selling the same dose at 400 rupees to the state government and 600 rupees
I just want to ask you one thing. One second.
You are working in a market economy. What is talking about?
How is it that the center is getting it at 150 rupees? How is it that the center is getting it for 150 rupees and the state gets it at 400 rupees? If it is one nation, there has to be one price. You can't say that this is free market economics for the states and there is regulated
free. The states are getting
contradicting yourself, Mr. Agarwal.
50% of the vaccine free of the cost.
Okay.
No, it is being given free, not 150.
Okay.
It is being given by.
You know, Mr. Gopal Krishna Agarwal. You know, you're interrupting, but you know, your audio is anyway poor. I apologize to the viewers for that because, and then when you interrupt, it just becomes all the more difficult for us to understand. But the point really here is that the BJP is saying that you asked for decentralization. Here is decentralization for you. The states can deal directly with the companies. The Congress is saying that, yes, we wanted the center to loosen its grip really, but this is not the way it should be working. There is discrimination and there is vaccine bias that we fear is what the Congress has been saying. Adil Singh Boparai and also Gopal Krishna Agarwal, thank you for joining us with your perspective on that story.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.